Well, today we'll be reading Fortunate Souls. We're starting from chapter 2 called The Relevance of the Bhakti Program. We're starting from page 90, and we're starting with the subheading called Confessions. Before we begin, I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya for the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and to my spiritual master, and to all the Sangha devotees. Hare Krishna. Confessions. Devotees often confess that they have met persons who, in their opinion, could have become devotees, but for some reason they didn't invite them to the temple. Why not? There is no bhakti program, nor even a suitable devotee available to tend to the visitor. We miss unlimited opportunities in this way, but naturally we don't feel comfortable inviting someone, knowing that they won't find proper reception and training. Today, materialistic life means speeding on the freeways, competing at the workplace, and quarreling at home. These factors make people feel like nervous wrecks, and they are becoming nervous wrecks and dying of all kinds of anxiety-generated diseases. When they come for shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, they should receive simple, organized kindness to help them through their early days. The serious candidate takes initiation from a bona fide spiritual master who will lead him back to Godhead. However, in the preliminary stage, the Bhakti director and other senior devotees act as spiritual guides. Number 32. I am very glad to hear that those boys have joined you, and I have also received one happy report from Daniel that he is living with you and he has no complaints. He is very happy. So you give Daniel all cooperation for expanding this movement in Mexico. He has got good energy, and he is a very good soul. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Chitsukananda, August 8th, 1972. Heading, Achieving Temple Aims. Quote, therefore, we should always remember that we possess this nice house not for our comfort, but people will come because they are not accustomed. If we would have invited people, come and sit down on this Mayapur ground. No, there was no possibility. Therefore, we must possess Krishna's temple very nice, so that people will come and we shall preach. The temple must be very cleansed. The establishment must be very nice. For what? For attracting devotees. This is the purpose, not for our personal benefit. That is the way. My Guru Maharaj introduced these big palaces, temple. That is the contribution of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because the Goswamis, they worship Krishna in a different method, going to Vrindavan, living underneath the tree, and one night underneath one tree, next night, next tree. This is not possible for the Western people. Therefore, we require this building. That is the contribution. Unless they live comfortably, it is not possible. Srimad Bhagavatam lecture by Srila Prabhupada, October 6, 1974. Through the elaborate recruiting and training efforts of the Bhakti program, three primary purposes to be served by ISKCON are fulfilled. 1. Sambandha, to help souls reestablish their relationship with the Lord. Number 33. Sending devotees there is one thing, but why not create devotees? To send devotees from here or anywhere else is more difficult than to create devotees locally. If need be, you can write to America. Here, also, we are trying to have a very good center and require more devotees, and many are coming. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Bali Mahardan, April 19th, 1971. Number 2, Abhideya. To help them engage in the process of Bhakti Yoga. 34. It is still more encouraging that the number of devotees in New York Temple is increasing. I wish that the number of devotees in every temple be more and more increased. I know that there are many young men in your country who are very frustrated, but they have got one good quality. That is renunciation of this material, of this worldly attachment. From this position, they can very easily take to Krishna consciousness. So our Krishna consciousness movement should be especially directed towards these frustrated persons. Make all our temples full with many devotees, and after being trained up, they should be sent to every town and village in your country so that they will be benefited as well as all others. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Bhavananda, March 17th, 1971. And 3, Prayojana. To help the devotees attain the perfection of love of Godhead. In order for a train to reach its destination, both tracks must perfectly run together. Bhakti program teaches Bhakti Yoga, which is like the two parallel lines of a railroad track. One track is the Pancharatriki Vidhi, and the other is the Bhagavat Vidhi. 35. Big, gorgeous temple means people will be attracted to come here, and we'll distribute Krishna's prasadam. The aim is some way or other turn them to convert them into Krishna consciousness. Then you remain a kinchana. And if we think that we have got now a very big house, we shall live comfortably and sleep comfortably, then na gocharam, then Krishna will not be realized. Then that comfort will be realized only, not Krishna. Akinchana gocharam. We should always remember this. Lecture by Srila Prabhupada, October 6th, 1974, Mayapur. Pancharatiki Vidhi is primarily concerned with temple deity worship and all that is involved with that transcendental activity, such as regulation, cleanliness, singing, dancing, cooking for the deity's pleasure, and decorating the Lord's temple. 36. The principle is that they should recruit men locally. 40 years ago, when Ban Maharaj, my brother, came here, he complained of getting some manpower from India. That is not a good policy, that for preaching work, one has to get men from another country. One has to create manpower from the local environment. That is success of preaching. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Brahmananda, December 2nd, 1969. Bhagavad Vidya includes the study of Vaishnava scriptures and the distribution of that knowledge through preaching, education, and other outreach programs. 37. I have received a report from Tamal that preaching in Paris is going nicely. In one day, they recruited about 14 devotees simply by requesting who will join this Krishna consciousness movement. So you all also recruit members, English boys and girls, in that way. Our movement is a declaration of war against Maya. That you can understand very well. So we have to recruit many fighting soldiers. So do it vigorously. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Lilavati, May 3rd, 1970. Sanatan Goswami praised the unique character of Srila Haridas Thakur as a devotee who not only behaved properly, Pancharatra ki vidhi, but preached marvelously Bhagavad Vidhi as well. ISKCON temple facilitates a smooth ride on parallel tracks of bhakti. Attract heading attracting serious candidates. As explained in the Bhagavad Gita, the most important factor in the accomplishment of any action is the sanction given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supersoul. If the Supersoul sees that devotees are very dedicated to giving quality training and care to new prospects, he will be inclined to send them more candidates. Number 38. I am glad to understand that everything is very nice in New York Temple, and Krishna is attracting many new devotees lately. The more you sincerely serve Krishna, the more he will send you similar devotees to assist you. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Purushottama, February 22nd, 1968. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridesha arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Bhagavad Gita as it is, 1861. When we have seen that when a temple establishes a well-organized bhakti program, Krishna sends new devotees, not only from the local area, but from all over the world. Some real-life examples are included in chapter 14, Bhakta Reminiscences. Bhakta Reminiscences. We have heard the saying, quote, word of mouth is the best advertisement. Satisfied customers tell others about their experiences. This applies to Krishna consciousness too. If a person enjoys a positive bhakti program experience, he will share it with others. Certain hospitals are recognized for their expertise in treating heart patients, to the extent that when other medical institutions observe a particular type of heart problem, they transfer the patient to the recognized hospital. In the same way, the expert care new devotees receive in the bhakti program becomes known, so that devotees and others will advise people to participate in the program. Expanded vision. Another way that the bhakti program helps a temple make more devotees is by expanding the vision for recognizing potential devotees. 39. Mike Robinson. I see. Can you explain to me what difference it makes being a member of the Hare Krishna movement? Srila Prabhupada. The Hare Krishna movement is meant for those who are serious about understanding this science. There's no question of our being some sectarian group. No, anyone can join. Students in college can be admitted. You may be a Christian, you may be a Hindu, you may be a Mohammedan. It doesn't matter. The Krishna consciousness movement admits anyone who wants to understand the science of God. Science of realization, forward. For example, when the ISKCON movement first began distributing books, devotees approached mostly students and hippies. With experience, however, it was discovered that Srila Prabhupada's books also appealed to other types of persons. It was a pleasant surprise to find businessmen, housewives, the elderly, and others buying books. Similarly, we may think that new devotees primarily come from certain age groups and backgrounds. But as we become increasingly absorbed in listening and training, we will see unbounded potential. Subheading: Efficiency of the Bhakti program. Once Srila Prabhupada instructed his female disciples with children to set up a nursery to increase efficiency, save space, and free many other mothers to perform other services. By designating one mother to supervise several children of different mothers, redundant functions are eliminated. In the same way, the Bhakti program improves the overall performance and capacity of a center as more new devotees can be cared for better by fewer people. Number 40. So we have got two functions. First of all, we are trying to make them bhakta, and then convincing him about this philosophy. Manmana bhava mad bhakta. Without being bhakta, nobody will understand what is yoga. The beginning is bhakto si priyo si me rahasyam ekam uttamam. Because Arjuna, you are my bhakta. I'll explain it to you. Otherwise, it is lost. So without being a bhakta, nobody can understand Bhagavad Gita. However, he may say that I am very staunch devotee. I am a reader of, he will misunderstand. So here Krishna says clearly that this is the most confidential knowledge. And without being bhakta, nobody will be able to understand. So the preacher has got two different businesses. One side, he has to make bhakta. The person will, because without being bhakta, he cannot understand. Then he teaches. So these two businesses going on in our Krishna consciousness movement. To become bhakta, there is deity. Come here. Manmana bhava mad bhakta. Just think of me. Just manmana and become a devotee. And naturally, if he comes to the temple, he'll offer some obeisances. He'll offer some fruit, flower, madhyaji. Even a child will offer namaskar. In this way, he becomes devotee, and then he understands. So we have got two functions. All over the world, we are opening these centers. Why we are opening these centers? Bhaktosi, to make them bhakta. And they have become bhakta. And then you speak something about Krishna. He'll learn it. So that is explained here. Ya idam paramam. Who will surrender? I shall go surrender to Krishna. I shall surrender to my senses. Surrender he has to. He is not independent. But ahankara vimudhatma, because he's rascal by ahankara, false ego, he does not accept Krishna. Huh? Why shall I accept Krishna? He'll accept Maya. And the Maya, by pulling by the ear, come here, sit down. That I shall accept. Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam. And that, but stop that force. That he does not do. Better let Maya pull me by the ear, and whatever she likes I shall do. But he'll not like to carry out the order of Krishna. Therefore, it is very confidential knowledge to surrender to Krishna. So anyone who tries for this business, that is Krishna's desire, that try to make these rascals a devotee and convince him about the importance of Bhagavad Gita. If you do this thing, ya idam paramam guyam madbhakteshvabhidhasati, then mam evaishyasi, he becomes pure devotee and he comes back to me. Mam evaishyasi asamshaya, that is the solution. Go back home. back to Godhead. Room conversation with Srila Prabhupada, January 8th, 1977, Bombay. Subheading, Increasing Manpower. As new devotees join, the manpower pool increases, providing help to all temple departments. Senior trainees train junior devotees in the various skills necessary for temple functioning. A vibrant bhakti program is the best solution for manpower shortages. When senior devotees emphasize training new devotees, more earnest students seeking Raja Vidya will be attracted. Universities such as Oxford, the Sorbonne, MIT, Harvard, and University of California at Berkeley consistently produce high-level graduates in certain fields. Number 41. I am so glad to hear that many new boys are coming to London Temple, and they are of good caliber, intelligence, and seriousness. Yes, this is a nice sign. If some intelligent persons join us, then our movement may advance swiftly. This is encouraging. But intelligence for no intelligence. If some way or other somebody comes and sticks to the principles, automatically he becomes intelligent. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Guru Das, June 22nd, 1970. Consequently, their reputation attracts top students. Graduates from the Bhakti program feel spiritually enriched and possess confidence about receiving ongoing opportunities in devotional service, just as a pre-medical school graduate can expect to be accepted by a medical school. Devotee managers know that a person who graduates from the Bhakti program will have learned how to properly interact with others and will have developed skills and habits that are conducive to all types of devotional service. Subheading, Eligibility for the Bhakti program. There should be no discrimination according to caste, color, religion, economic position, or educational qualifications. From whatever position, if one takes up steady devotional service, tivrena bhakti yogena, he will be successful. The process is universal. Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya are known as Patita Pavana, the saviors of the fallen souls, because no one is excluded from the mercy of the Lord. The only qualification is eagerness to attain that mercy. In the case of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even if one has no eagerness to attain his mercy, he gives it anyway. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaudatvishe Namaha. In the example of Jagai and Madhai, their only preliminary qualification was that they were so abusive and offensive that they dared attack Lord Nityananda Prabhu, thus calling upon themselves the wrath of Lord Chaitanya. Heading, A Unique Experience. Even if viewed as simply a cultural experience, the Bhakti program invariably enriches its participants' lives. Recently, after the Sunday feast lecture, a gentleman approached and presented himself as Jack, a former Bhakta. He expressed how much he appreciated the opportunity to have taken part in the Bhakta training course under the direction of Kalakantra Prabhu and myself. In 1979 at New Dwarka. Jack, now a successful businessman, introduced his girlfriend, and told me how they presently enjoyed attending the temple programs and taking prasadam at Govinda's restaurant. Subheading Relief. For some candidates, the Bhakta program's free lodging and sumptuous prasadam meals provides a needed shelter. For others, the opportunity is a time to reassess their position in life or to recover from a disturbing episode. It is a therapeutic social service. Srila Prabhupada would often say, just come and live with us, and we shall take care of all your necessities, and you will have no anxieties or problems. The Bhakti program exemplifies this mood. Newcomers receive food, clothing, companionship, education, entertainment, religion, science, social interaction, counseling, and much more. Thus, if a person does not accept Krishna consciousness as a life mission, the Bhakti program may stand out in his life as being the crown jewel of all of his experiences. Number 42. And if you have not read anything, suppose you do not know anything, then you can also preach. What is that? Just become a devotee of Krishna, my dear sir. That's all. This is also preaching. Just surrender to Krishna. You go door to door. Lecture by Srila Prabhupada, July 22nd, 1973, London. Subheading Bhakti Bank Accounts. Although one enjoys performing devotional service, because of material conditioning since time immemorial, he may return to the detestable activities that he previously performed. Arjuna asked what happens to a person who is deterred from the path of devotional service and does not complete it due to worldly mindedness. Does he not perish like a raven cloud with no position in any sphere? Lord Krishna replies that one who does good is never overcome by evil, and a little endeavor on the path of devotional service is eternally beneficial and protects one from the most dangerous type of fear. Srila Prabhupada further elucidates that dangerous type of fear is falling down again into lower species of life, such as the animals and plants. By engaging in devotional service to Krishna, even for a short time, we open a bhakti bank account. When a spirit soul resumes making devotional deposits either in the present lifetime or another, the transcendental bank account increases. When one will begin again where one left off in a previous lifetime. Thus, there is no loss of time or energy if someone joins the Bhakti program and then leaves. Subheading: The Bhakti program has it all. Let us consider the Bhakti program's diverse appeal in the mood of Krishna's advertising agents. As an exercise, try replacing the bold subjects below with the, quote, Bhakti program. Summer camps, Bhakti programs, are fun because the days are filled with fresh air, plenty of good food, and group activities, while at nighttime there's campfire songs and storytelling by friendly camp counselors. Strip away all the clutter and enter the world of scientific facts. Throw away your fantasies, superstitions, and preconceived ideas. Science, the Bhakti program, shall bestow upon you the immense wealth of infinite wisdom, the origins of life revealed, passage into galactic time tubes, subatomic principles of energy explored, and the ultimate engineering destination conferred upon you as a citizen of the cosmic paradigm beyond the laws of nature. When the grind gets you down and you deserve a break, a vacation. The Bhakta program does wonders to put you back together again. Get a new slant on the world. Relax, read a good book, and let the overwhelming burdens sit tight for a while. Hallelujah. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen. The inner need for religion is felt everywhere. We desire to be good and join God and live peacefully in his kingdom forever. Number 43. You eat nicely, dance nicely, live nicely, and go back to home, back to Godhead. Enjoy this life and next life. The Krishna consciousness movement is so nice. Everyone should take it seriously. Try to understand it seriously. It is authorized on the Vedic principles. It is nothing something manufactured, unauthorized. So that is our request. So we are opening centers in different parts of the world to give opportunity to the people to understand his real interest. Vishnu, his real interest. That is our mission. So kindly help us and join us. Lecture by Srila Prabhupada, September 9th, 1971, London. Religious places, the Bhakti program of worship, such as churches, mosques, and temples, provide the sanctuary for most of mankind. Let's have a party, a Bhakti program. Forget tomorrow, live for today, and dance in the street till your cares go away. There'll be new people to meet, music and fun, and plenty of snacks for everyone. Dress yourself up, have a marvelous time, and be sure to leave your work clothes behind. Number 44. People do not know that Krishna consciousness is the highest enjoyment. They think that the boys and girls who have joined this Krishna consciousness movement are foolish. Quote, by Prabhupada's influence, they have joined Krishna consciousness and left everything enjoyable. But this is not so, actually. They are all intelligent, educated boys and girls coming from very respectable families. They are not fools. In our society, they are actually enjoying life. Otherwise, they would not have sacrificed their valuable time for this movement. Transcendental Teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. Then there's the venerable institution of school, the Bhakti program. Although much mocked, generally school days are fondly remembered because of the abundance of knowledge acquired, some outstanding teachers, the approval and support from family and society, the sense of achievement, and the social interaction among students. Ah, but for the lure of the mystical, the Bhakti program. Travel to exotic foreign lands, imbibe the unusual flavors, scents, and rituals. Journey to uncharted regions of the universal realm. Expand your consciousness. Float on the waves of eternity to the shores of ecstasy. Realize the divine oneness of spirit and discover your real self-identity as a liberated soul. But after all, there's really no place like home, sweet home. Home, the Bhakti program, is where you belong, where you can be yourself and do what you like to do. Home is where your dear father and mother live, and home is where you can rest when you're weary. And home is the place where you can eat as much as you want of your favorite home cooking. The Bhakti program includes the most attractive elements of all these experiences: the adventure of summer camp, the absoluteness of science, the therapeutic relaxation of a vacation, the holiness of religion, the fun of a party, the accomplishment of school, the magic of the mystical, and the sweetness of home. Heading: the deciding first 3 months. It is during the first 3 month period that new devotees should become firmly situated in living without the pillars of sinful life. They get realizations about the deities, the chanting, the significance of association with devotees, the importance of Sankirtan, and many other aspects of spiritual life. Whether they are going to remain brahmacharis, become grihastas, or whether they are to go out and get jobs in the social world, the principles they learn during the first 3 months on the Bhakti program are priceless. 45. Now the new devotees must all be trained very nicely how to render devotional service by chanting 16 offenseless rounds daily and following the 4 regulative principles. Kindly set a nice example yourself for everyone, and in this way make your lives perfect in full Krishna consciousness. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Chitta Hari, March 27, 1976. By the end of this first 3 month period, new devotees can acquire a taste for getting up each morning and participating in the full morning program. Then, their whole devotional, pardon me, if by the end of the first 3 month period, new devotees can acquire a taste for getting up each morning and participating in the full morning program, then their whole devotional future will be strong. If they can learn to chant their rounds undistracted by anything else, then they will have a much better chance of remaining a devotee throughout the duration of their lives. When one first joins, it is exciting to make rapid advancement, and one later wishes he could continue progressing at the same rate. When I was a new devotee, I would recall learning a special term called, quote, expanding your service. A devotee authority would come to us and say, Prabhu, would you be interested in expanding your service? And we said yes. Then we would be given some heightened responsibilities which furthered us on the spiritual path. Learning early on to say yes to Krishna is important. Number 46. It is very good news that several new boys and girls have joined the Paris temple. So utilize all these newcomers. Whatever capacity they have got, try to utilize it for Krishna's service. That will be good for them and good for us. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Tamal Krishna, May 27th, 1970. Subheading: Controversies. Later. A worthy young tree should be protected by fencing and bracing from predators, winds, weeds, etc. As any good gardener takes these precautions, similarly new bhaktas should, whenever possible, be spared involvement in controversies between devotees arising over management and inconclusive philosophical debate. To illustrate this, we'll relate an incident which occurred in 1970 at the Los Angeles ISKCON Center. At that time, there had emerged a grave philosophical disturbance within the society. Concerned, Srila Prabhupada was discussing the problem with some senior disciples in his quarters upstairs. It was a Sunday morning, and a group of devotees, many of them new, were taking the small Rukmini Dwarkanath deities for a walk around the neighborhood. Their lordships rode atop a gorgeous palanquin decorated with flowers and fruits, accompanied by melodious chanting. At last, having toured several blocks, the blissful party arrived outside Srila Prabhupada's window. There, as was the custom, the chanting reached a crescendo until Srila Prabhupada came to the window and bestowed his blessings with a wave and a smile of approval. After fulfilling the kirtan party's desire, he turned to those present in his room and said with seriousness, "Do not involve them in this controversy. They are innocent." He considered the unpalatable issue they had been discussing to be inappropriate subject matter for the devotees in general. The controversy was indeed a reality, a transcendental reality that he and his senior-most disciples needed to solve. But he knew that to involve the younger devotees in the intricacies of the dilemma would only confuse and demoralize them. Number 47. We must be so careful to train the devotees nicely. Now they have come from the realm of Maya to Krishna's place, so it is our duty to keep them there, not that they shall again fall victim of Maya. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Raji Blochan, January 31st, 1973. This is common sense. We don't disclose the improprieties of family members to a baby, nor do we expect an infant to decipher corporate spreadsheets even if he is the owner's son. As he grows up, gradually his capabilities increase and correspondingly the responsibilities increases. The Bhakti program dedicates those precious early days to exclusively building the spiritual foundation which affords the student superior likelihood of weathering future storms. Subheading: The incubator analogy. When a baby is prematurely born, the doctors may opt to put the baby in an incubator to stimulate the warmth and protection of the mother's womb. The Bhakti program, with its warm, loving supervision, provides a suitable place for persons who might have been considered not quite ready for living in a temple. Subheading: Timing. The timing involved in taking up Krishna consciousness is also important, since certain junctures in one's life may prove most favorable. After graduations, between semesters, following military service, or in the wake of catastrophe, etc., a person may be more apt to turn toward God. These persons could be curious, distressed, destitute, or truly seeking the absolute truth. Still, because of piety, they embark on the path of devotional service, and the Bhakti program can carry them until their original attraction to Krishna awakens. Number 48. Srila Narottam Das Thakur also recommends that one engage in the service of the acharyas, and if one wants to live in association, he must live in the association of devotees. Tandara Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas. The Krishna consciousness movement is creating many centers just to create devotees, so that by associating with the members of such a center, people will automatically become uninterested in material affairs. Although this is an ambitious proposal, this association is proving effective by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By gradually associating with the members of the Krishna consciousness movement, simply by taking prasad and taking part in chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, ordinary persons are being considerably elevated. Srimad Bhagavatam 9.6.51. Subheading: No obligation. The Bhakti program provides an opportunity for persons to experiment with the Krishna conscious lifestyle without having to decide on a lifetime commitment. Even an attempt to make such a premature decision as a lifetime commitment can cause chaos, panicking family and friends who imagine the loss of their son and daughter forever, or daughter forever. It's better if the new devotee informs friends and family that he is merely enrolling in a 3-month introductory course in the culture of Vedic knowledge. Better still, if he says that the Bhakti program is part of a Vedic college syllabus. This eases the minds of both the relatives and the new student. 3 months is not long enough period of time to interfere with a person's life plan. A college student can easily utilize the summer or skip a semester to attend the Bhakti program seminar, knowing that he or she can immediately resume college the following semester. For candidates contemplating dedicating themselves fully to Krishna consciousness, the Bhakti program serves as a contingency plan, allowing them to examine the lifestyle in relationship to their own personality. Everyone likes to test drive a car without obligation before making the decision to buy it. Similarly, the lifetime vows of spiritual initiation are at least a year down the road. Number 49. Please offer my blessings to all the new devotees and all the other boys and girls at London Temple. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Yamuna, March 2nd, 1970. Okay, one more section here. A culmination of preaching. To learn any subject, it is customary to approach a recognized teacher in an authorized educational establishment. For example, a medical student will naturally enroll in an accredited medical school and learn medicine from professors with credentials. Alternatively, he could read books at home about medicine, but such a doctor would generally not be trusted due to insufficient training. We could apply the same logic to parachute jumping, cooking, or mathematics. Number 50. The initiation means the third stage of joining this movement. The first stage is Shraddha, a little faith. Just like our students are going in the marketplace, they're chanting, and many people are contributing some money. Somebody's purchasing our Back to Godhead. This is the beginning of faith. Oh, here is a nice movement. Let me cooperate. Adao Shraddha. Then, if he becomes a little more interested, then he comes here into the class. All right, let us see what these people are teaching, this Krishna consciousness. So they come. So that is the second stage. The first stage is automatic sympathy for this movement. The second stage is joining or associating with our activities. Just like you have kindly come here, you are hearing me. Similarly, if somebody becomes more interested, or his faith is still further advanced, then he comes. That is the second stage. And the third stage is Adao Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Atha Bhajana Kriya. Lecture by Srila Prabhupada, October 20, 1968, Seattle. Similarly, to become expert at being Krishna's Bhakta, the scriptures recommend associating as much as possible with the devotees of the Lord. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Mimuktes Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam Mahantaste Samachitha Prashantha Vimanyava Suridha Sadhavo Ye. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger, and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2. The Bhakti program provides a structured environment for a new devotee to learn Krishna consciousness in constant association with experienced devotees. Outreach programs should encourage persons to associate with the devotees that are living in ISKCON centers. 51. Prabhupada. One very big doctor of Allahabad, my old friend, Dr. G. Bose. He is also DTM, MAB. He wants to join this movement. Dr. Patel. Haribol. There is one doctor, he'll look to the health and hygiene of the inmates. Prabhupada. Why not yourself? Morning Walk with Srila Prabhupada, March 29, 1974, Bombay. There is no substitute for the wonderful atmosphere of the temple, at the temple. Therefore, devotees should invite people they meet to visit the temple and participate in its activities, and more serious persons should be offered the opportunity to join the Bhakti program. Number 52. So in India, I don't find all young men are so serious about Krishna consciousness movement, but I invite that come and join this movement. Make your life successful by understanding the Krishna philosophy and try to distribute it all over the world. So join Sankirtan movement. It is very important. Param Vijayate. If you want victory of your life, join this movement. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanareva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Virjat. These are the recommendations. So, the simple truth is you become Krishna conscious and your life is successful. Not only your life is successful, if you preach in your family, in your society, in your community, or internationally, they also become benefited. Lecture by Srila Prabhupada, January 27th, 1973, Calcutta. Subheading, The Bhakti Program Opulence. When nicely presented, an invitation to the Bhakti program will not seem pushy, nor will it seem an attempt at proselytization. Rather, it will appear as it really is, an excellent opportunity for those desiring education in the science of Bhakti Yoga. 53. I am very happy to hear of the large numbers of new devotees you are recruiting there in Laguna Beach. That is the real fruit of our preaching work. Wow. When people come and join and help us to spread this Krishna consciousness movement. So I'm very pleased with your efforts there. Letter from Srila Prabhupada to Rishabhadev, December 16th, 1974. Wow. The real fruit of our preaching work. Right? Not too long ago, I visited an ISKCON temple in order to reestablish a Bhakti program that had been inoperative for many years. I noticed a young man, a regular temple visitor. enthusiastically cleaning pots in the kitchen. I spoke with him and asked if he had ever thought of staying with us for a while in our Bhakti program, where he could receive some training in Krishna consciousness. He replied that he didn't know that was possible. Once assured, he happily agreed to join, completed the course, and later took initiation in ISKCON. Number 54. In that ecstasy, Lord Chaitanya exclaimed, "My mission in Jagannath Puri is now fulfilled. I have converted a person like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. I shall now be able to attain Vaikuntha without fail." The missionary goal of a devotee is to convert simply one person into a pure devotee. In this way, his admission to the spiritual kingdom is guaranteed. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, 26. Sometimes just having the Bhakti program as a possible alternative is sufficient to convince a person that they should take up Krishna consciousness and become devotees. Thank you very much, everybody. Hare Krishna. That concludes our reading of Fortunate Souls, the Bhakti Program Manual by His Holiness Dhanavir Das Goswami, or Dhanavir Das Manachari when he wrote it. If you'd like to participate in the Bhakti program, either with just speaking about it, conversing about the topic, getting resources to help your own Bhakti program, or participating in the Bhakti program at RVC, Kansas City, Missouri, or you'd like to join the Bhakti program yourself as a candidate, please do contact us, and we'd really appreciate it. You can fill out our form at harekrishnakc.com and fill out a retreat form if you're interested as an educator or as a friend, supporter, or a possible participant. Please use that form to reach out. And Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.